Let's talk about priority and leadership. There are two things I'm going to discuss, that is priority and leadership. There are three things I have shown priority on the basis of first come, first serve, on the basis of if something is the most important, on the basis of self-interest. Suppose you are teaching at university or you're an official in a university. So what do? You do something that comes first. Suppose you're given to distribute forms. So what you do is you distribute. You do not discriminate. Whoever comes first, you give. Then what happens? Suppose charity, you want to distribute 100 taka to 100 poor people, right? Poor people. So what happens? He needs, you give 100. He needs, you give 100. But then what happens? Someone who is one-legged, so one-legged man. So he has come later. We have already distributed 100 people, 100 taka each. So what happens? One-legged man who needs the money the most can't get it. So first come, first serve means you just avoid your hard work. That is, you're the leader, one kind of leader. You don't care. First come, first serve, it means your problems are solved. You don't have any burden. When your work is done, then that's it. And number two, you have to select which one is more important. Which one is more important. From the first to the last, you'll try your best to prioritize your work list. Even shopping. So 100 things you are going to buy, but you have to find out which things come first, which things you should first buy. This is vital. If you do not prioritize, then unimportant things you have bought and your money is exhausted. You don't have any money left. So it's a problem. So number three, self-interest. So the university authority gives you, suppose, 5 things. What will you do? You will do this one because it will make the boss happy. So your self benefit is important. Your self benefit is important. But actually it's not the most important thing. It makes the owner, it makes the official, it makes the head it makes the head happy with you. So you're more interested about yourself. But the thing is that the institution is more important. So you have to prioritize work. Suppose class, you're teaching. So your class is more important. There may be picnic arrangements, there may be different other things, but they are important. But what is most important is class. Time should be maintained, properly should be prepared for the class, the things that are helpful for the students have to do. So in university, the students are your priority. VC is not your priority. But the VC is very important because to make things run well, the VC is necessary. The owner is necessary. The chain of command is necessary. But the problem is, if you work for the vice chancellor, he will be more happy. And if you work for the university, the vice chancellor may not be happy because you ignore him and you do the other thing. So the priority depends. The second one is the base. Which one is most important should come first, then next, then next. But the problem is, if you are clever, what will you do? You will not do this. You will do this. If this one makes the authority happy, then you will do it. You don't do it. So that's why in university what happens, classes hampered. You don't attend classes because you need something to do with the vice chancellor, to the other authority, right? This is how the priority is ignored. It's because of self-interest. And that is why some institution is 10 years old. It's so much in the high position. But another institution is 10 years old too, but it isn't surviving well. It isn't doing well. It's because the employers are making the authority happy to make them benefited, right? They don't prioritize according to the necessity of the university. So if classes are taken properly, all the things are done to help the students, and if the students are happy, if the students get good jobs in the long run, the university cannot hold so many students. A lot of students will come to study. So even in Kustia, people from Chittagong will come if this is the best. In Shirazganj, you have the university, Khaza University, you have also a cancer institute. It's because they're so beautiful, they're fine, they're absolutely fantastic. It's because of that, even from a distance, people may come and get these services, right? So now we come to leaders. So there are two kinds of leaders, one who is very clever and the other one is the genuine leader. So in a class, the students in the front are good, the students in the back are bad usually, but from the last bench I find that the volunteer works the best. So who is the best volunteer? He or she stays in the back seat. What he does, if I ask a question, the leader understands and can answer in a good way, but he will not answer it. He will tell his friend to tell it. When his friend answers, I'll be happy. So he gets happy. And another time when I ask, the leader will tell another friend to tell what is the best answer. This is what happens, it becomes popular. So always I find a volunteer from the last bench. I find that when the announcement is made, all other friends tell them this is the leader who helps them all the time, right? So in this way, what you can do, you can select a good leader and a bad leader. So here another story in university, in honors program we teach, there is a novel. 50 boys have been marooned in an island. So they cannot survive there for long. So the first leader, who is clever, he plays with these 50 boys to make them happy. And these boys are happy with this leader because he is very funny, interesting, enjoyable. But actually the best leader is this one. He goes to the nearby mountain on the bank of the river, of the sea, and he burns woods to make fire. And if any sheep or any boat or whatever comes across, can see the fire, and then they can come to the bank and these boys can be rescued. But this leader is invisible. These boys can't see this leader. So that's why invisible something is more valuable, more powerful, more appropriate, more important than invisible, than visible. So the same thing happens with husband and wife. The tube, the light is broken, is out of order. So bad husband will only show his sympathy. Oh, I can't buy this, I forgot this, that, I'm sorry, I couldn't buy a bulb or light or something, right? But if his original husband, if he's good, he will not let his wife understand when the bulb was out of order, fused, when it was corrected. Even before the wife understands, it's been damaged and it's been repaired by the husband. So wife can't understand. She thinks that her husband is careless, doesn't care, doesn't love her, so and so. But one who is clever, not a good husband, he will not fix the bulb, but he will act as if he is a very sympathetic person, he loves his wife and all these things, right? This is how what's important is, you have to prioritize, right? First thing first, second, third, according to necessity, right? Not because of making the boss happy, not because to avoid work you say first come first serve. No, maybe one who has come later may need it much more. It happens. So salary, if you have salary, what happens? You buy a lot of things, unimportant things you buy. This is how you finish all the money. When important things come, then your money is exhausted, you don't have any more money. Then what happens? Unimportant things you bought, but you couldn't buy the important things. right? So priority is important in a marriage ceremony. Maybe suppose this is the month of Ramadan, right? So you're preparing for celebrating Eid Fitr. So you want to buy clothes, shoes, and so many other things. So you have to find out which one is more important, which one is not. What comes first, what comes next. So if there's a picnic, what happens? A clever leader does order for 15 kgs of oil. Actually 10 kgs is enough. 150 kgs rice when 100 kgs rice. Fine. It's because the leader is careless. The leader is leader. He wants to enjoy his leadership, but he doesn't want to help others. So he orders a lot more than necessary, because no problem, it doesn't matter. So the same thing here, picnic spot. What I have found is that picnic spot, when you send a group of boys to another group of boys, some groups of boys is sent to different spots. When they try to find out the appropriate, the best spot, what happens? They spend a lot of money. A lot of money is spent on fixing the picnic spot. But if you work hard, then if the subscription is 500 taka, it's enough. But if you do like this, then the subscription will rise to 1000 taka. So that's why actually invisible and visible, these two things are very important. Unless you understand invisible necessities and visible necessities, invisible teaching and visible teaching, and if you are a wife, you find the visible love of his for you, but you don't see his invisible love for you. So your husband loves you invisibly, helps you invisibly, you can't understand. He helps you much more than the other husband. But when you see that the husband is taking the girl, the wife on his bike and so, what happens? You will find that the husband is much better than your husband. But actually it's not true. Invisible something lives inside Pandora's box. Pandora's box, you take off the, peel off the layer, first layer, second layer, by this way maybe 50 layers, maybe 10 layers. At the end, inside the last box gets you the best price, right? But what happens? In the beginning, unimportant gifts are there, but the most important valuable gift is inside the Pandora's box. The truth lies inside the Pandora's box. So the real love lives inside the Pandora's box. A real leader stays in the Pandora's box. It means invisible. Air is invisible and is more powerful than anything else. Oxygen is there, right? All the other things are there. So air is not visible. So whatever is more visible is less important. Most of the cases it happens. So love is invisible. You search love of your husband for you, but this is invisible. When you find that the husband doesn't love you, he may love you more. When you find that your husband loves you, there may not be any love. So it matters. So if you want to see what is invisible, you have to be a philosopher. In every way you need a philosopher. That's how you can see the real thing, you can find out the truth. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.